For Beastars, how did you go about animating like animal characters and giving them like the same animalistic characters that each, I guess, animal has?
So Beastars, we start out from, I mean, they have human traits as animals.
Yeah.
So what's the balance between that? So we started looking at the, what do you call it, the animal anatomy.
Yes.
So how does animal muscle facial structure happen? Why do animals not smile? So
shit, okay.
how can we make these creatures smile?
Right.
Was the first starting point.
So you literally you literally had to break down each animal's anatomy. Did that go into like the modeling of all of the characters as well? Oh my God.
I mean, like if animals don't have this muscle and this muscle,
right? So
they can't make the rich expression as humans. It's impossible for them.
Right.
So
yeah, because I guess that must have been like an uncanny valley that would have been difficult to overcome, because it's like if you just added those muscles in to the model, then I'm sure like the first couple of like prototypes must have looked like super janky, right?
Yeah.
Wait, how much research did you have to do on each animal before even like modeling?
I mean, that's the reason 3 years.
We drank at the zoo for 3 years and like talked to the animals.
We broke into the zoo.
Yeah. Smile, damn it.
We'll have a
real challenge.
Studio animal
in
too.
The pole dancing. That was the real challenge. I'm sorry. I was
Yeah. So yeah, 3 years of research.
Yeah.
Was that?
I mean, 2 years of research.
2 years of research.
Jesus.
Just.
So, I mean, research is just in books or photos or videos, but also research of actually putting it into model and if it's working on it.
Is this 3 years after like, hey, we've signed a contract being like, let's make the show. We've been brought in to do this. You know, how do you then explain, I assume to like a client, it's got to be kind of tough to be like, hey, just give them a little while. They're just figuring things out. Like, how does that whole conversation go?
I mean, that's the conversation we had to have for Trigun.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, just trust me. We're going to figure it out. Damn.
Oh, I mean, Trigun, since a producer for a Trigun on our client side is a producer who worked for Nine Luscious and Beastars. We knew each other.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of mutual trust, and we're not going to hide stuff. We're showing him this is the process we're doing right now.
Yeah. How much do you kind of like need to network as an anime producer in terms of meeting other people in the industry?
I used to be a hand drawn side,
right?
But hand drawn side was immense because I had to collect every single animator myself too.
Jeez.
Not every single, but a lot of the key figures.
Yeah.
But for Orange production, all of our animators are in house.
Okay.
So I don't have to do that on that side. It's to me, who am I going to find for the key staff? So the script writer, director, episode director, and such.
So is that in house as well? Or you?
No, those are out.
Okay, I see.
Okay, so you literally have to like go out to the industry and see who is available to work on this one show for these specific roles.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you have those people in house? Like, what's the benefit to having them? Like picking writers and stuff outside.
Some people we have in house, but each project is so different. I mean, what's required is so different. Art style is different. Storytelling is different.
That makes sense.
So
Okay. How accurate is Shirobako? I've always wondered because, like, as an anime viewer, when we talk about anime production, you know, there is a lot more resources out right now. But to, like, I say, someone who's not too deep into the field, a lot of people look at Shirobako as being like, this is a documentary, basically.
Yeah. I've had so many instances of someone like giving me like a tidbit on like, oh, this is how the anime production works, and I'm like, what's your source? And they're like, Shirobako episode 7, and I'm like, okay, but maybe some of it is like dramatized. So yeah.
I mean, papers. I mean, you're using shurikens. Of course, it's a fiction.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I was never involved in Shirobako itself.
Yes.
But I mean, it's a lot of it is real. So when we're driving to pick up animation from animators, we see other rival studios. We do stare at each other like this and like start revving the engine. I mean, we all make sure that we are not caught
I just like I would just
we're
love to
doing very
imagine.
legal
When you
stuff.
see each other at the strip club, it's like, you better
It's like, no, we're working on that, not you.
not. Sure, you're working
It's
on
like that Zoolander meme
Yeah.
where they, like, anime producers, when they're picking up the animation, they just look past each
Luigi death stare each other. Just like,
Shirobako feels so exciting and real because that is based on a lot of people's experience.
other. Yeah. Is it normal for like an episode to be finished just before it like airs on TV?
For our case, I mean, that's not the style we choose anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, in my past career, I have had that kind of situation as well.
God.
Was it like pretty often, or was it like kind of like a one-off?
I could call it often.
Oh no.
Who's got the good PC to render this out? Come on.
I mean, I had a time where I thought how I comfortably sleep at the studio was an amazing thing. But I'm really glad now that I don't have to sleep at a studio at all.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Did you have to sleep like at your previous roles? Did you have to sleep there? How often did you have to sleep at the studio?
Well, I mean, cardboard is comfortable.
Oh no.
Sleeping bag on the cardboard is even more comfortable.
oh my god.
Sleeping under a meeting desk is really comfortable because there's no light coming on you.
Oh no.
It's like, get this episode out. I haven't seen my wife in 3 days.
How much like The Office would, obviously in the past, how much of The Office, like percentage-wise, would end up just sleeping at the office?
Percentage is difficult because I mean everyone's doing different
Yeah.
jobs.
Yeah.
But like, it must feel like a giant sleepover if everyone's just kind of everyone's at the office.
I mean, there's a couple couches that's in the studio.
Okay.
Sometimes it was a fight to get that couch too.
I recently filmed something at a different anime studio, and I turned up at like 3 p.m. to film something, and it was people were coming in just from waking up, and I was like, what? They just woke up. It's 3 p.m.
I mean, might not necessarily be overworking. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole
Just like
living.
sleep
Their sleep schedule might just be
No,
fucked.
I didn't get that impression, but I got the impression of like, oh, it's animators. They work on their own time.
Yeah.
The sleep schedule is a suggestion. When it gets done, it gets done.
Well, you don't have to be awake while everyone else is awake, as long as you get your work
As long as you
done.
get those 8 hours and you get those animations
Yep.
done, who cares?
I mean, nowadays things are becoming digital, so you'll
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
assistants going in cars. So. But back then, cars was a thing. So if there's traffic, that means we have to spend more time
Yeah.
outside of the
jeez.
studio.
Oh my
so.
God.
So like, I guess you don't have to like name any names or anything like that, but like when an anime production does go wrong, when you see the final product and it's not necessarily Studio Orange, just in general the anime industry, what mistakes go into like an anime production that might not have the final product that the people working on it want to have? Like, because it seems like a lot of it is from the planning stages, and I'm curious what actually goes wrong in that sense.
Like, what's
I
some
mean,
stuff that
there's
happened,
there's thousands of array of things that needs to be careful about in production.
Right.
So honestly, as a production management, the amount of information that you have to manage is very, very intense. So
Right.
I think even missing one of them can be led to that.
Can you give some examples of what kind of like information?
It's like scheduling or...
It's been a while, so I tried to remember my memory.
Yeah, because it's like as an anime producer, I'm sure you have to like manage a lot of different things. So how long has it been since you joined Orange again?
It's been 5 years for me.
Okay,
so.
5 years.
And
So
COVID
enough to make one show.
I mean, COVID did special thing to me. It kind of wiped a lot of my memory before COVID.
bro, that's
humanity.
that's just humanity,
Yeah.
bro.
Symptoms of like long COVID, your memory gets worse.
Is it?
Your memory
Yeah.
can get
God.
worse. I met someone who was like, yeah, my memory's been crap since I got COVID. I'm like, wait, is this real? I looked it up. Yeah, apparently some people got memory issues from COVID.
Jesus.
If you caught it. If you got long COVID.
Holy fuck.
I was just always done. So like it actually just it didn't do anything.
Yeah, let me rephrase the question. What are some things to avoid to have a successful anime production, in your opinion?
To have a well communication, everything.
Everything.
You have,
right.
I mean, you have to communicate. You can't refuse to communicate. I mean, you constantly have to keep on up on everything information.
Right.
I feel that applies to just most businesses, though, right? It's like one miscommunication and just shit goes array. Right?
Yeah. I remember like growing up. It was I remember growing up like in university or something like that. Yeah, every job would be bigging up the communication skills.
Yeah.
And I remember always thinking as a teenager, I'm like, what fucking skills is there to do? Just talk, bro. Just talk.
Yeah, you all at every job interview is how good are your communication skills?
Yeah.
I'm like, I know English, I guess.
Disappear.
Yeah. But like, yeah, especially working in like, I worked as like a project management. I realized, communication is definitely a skill, and there are some people that suck at it. And you have no idea how much your projects can go wrong, whether it be an animation or any kind of other project you're managing, just because people don't feel like talking about it.
Yeah.
Or people just don't talk about everything. And I can only imagine with how many moving parts there are in the animation industry.